Okay, little bit more. Okay, let's see now what happens. Slowly, slowly, slowly. No rush, no rush, no rush, no rush. Slowly. Okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Slowly, slowly. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, little bit. Stop, 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 stop. जी जी लोग ही लगाया है बस ठीक है निकल आएगी राइट लेफ्ट करो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बिल्कुल सुदीप आपके पास बेंच है
ये बेंच नहीं है। मैं स्टीयरिंग राइट मत करो, थोड़ा डर लग रहा है मुझे। आप थोड़ा राइट लेफ्ट में रखें स्टीयरिंग, सेंटर और लेफ्ट में, सेंटर और लेफ्ट।
जी सुदीप भी वही कर रहे हैं नहीं हिल रही है गाड़ी सुदीप
नहीं, ऑलमोस्ट स्टार्ट है सर।
हिल रही है गाड़ी कि नहीं हिल रही
नहीं हिल नहीं रही गाड़ी। Guys, we were in Badayar today, and we were in a rescue situation which was tricky in its own right, with the Pajero stuck at an acute angle, and that too on an elevation with all its wheel sunk in soft sand. The driver tried to do a self-rescue, self-recovery, but he could not succeed, so we had to pitch in. Usually in such situations, we prefer anchoring from the top to prevent any potential rollover situation. Free Spirits has also done a video on anchoring some time back. But in this scenario, it was difficult to anchor from the top, especially considering the elevation. We were having these vehicles there to rescue.
Okay, we are at the top of the Iftar Bowl, trying to get the Pajero out, and we are right at the top. Okay. Things are getting very complicated.
So given this, we opted for a method that would be deemed risky in recovery situations, but on a positive side, we ensured that we took all the necessary precautions. I was in the FJ pulling at a snail's pace, while Farid Bhai took over the Pajero, and we coordinated with the crisp, clear communication, and then went on to pull extremely slowly without any jerks. Since the descent was very steep, so I also had to ensure there was no momentum that would have otherwise increased the FJ's speed and probably made this recovery a little bit risky.
You'll see that one of the things that results in most of the rollovers in cars, rollovers means that God forbid the car just overturns and keeps coming down, and this is a very high, Iftar Bowl is a very big dune, so if it's very high dune, so it can actually result in a lot of loss and danger to the passenger as well as the car. So rollovers from a static position normally happen when so if you see in the car, the side which is facing downwards, which is the driver's side, normally when you get stuck over here, natural tendency is that you will give a lot of revving on it. You will try to push it as much as possible. The car digs in into the sand, and when it digs into the sand actually blocks the tires on your driver's side. So basically it's like a barrier, it's like a wall that's blocking your car. So if you do not remove that sand from the side of the tires, then the result could be that when you give it a tug, that acts as a barrier. If it's blocked, then when you pull it, it can just raise the car and roll it over.
So if you're on the radio,
Yes, Farid Bhai.
okay, you will come down, let them tie you, and then you have to just give me a very gentle nudge, okay? You have to follow the instructions on the radio.
Copy, Farid Bhai.
Yeah, it's okay, straighten up a little bit, it's okay, it's okay. थोड़ा सा राइट करो, हाँ बस आई थिंक रुक जाओ यहाँ पे, रुक जाओ Now you'll not go fast, okay? You'll go on a very slow pace because some downward पे हो, so you will keep moving, so don't worry about that. Keep your brake on so that we have control.
Copy that, Farid Bhai. बीच वाले में लगाना.
Okay, go slowly and try to go that way on your right. Slowly. अगर तेज होगा तो फिर वो मोमेंटम में चल पड़ेगी. ऐसे ही जाओ. Slowly, yeah, very slowly, yeah. That's fine. Don't rush. Slowly, slow down. Yeah, slow down till it stretches completely. Slow down. Yeah, it's okay. It's stretching. Stop. Okay, one more. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, let's see now what happens. Slowly. No rush. Slowly. Okay, let's go. Slowly, stop. Okay, a little bit. Stop.
मौजम उस साइड खड़े हो जाओ आप गाड़ी के. चलो सर.
Good.
आ गई है.
Perfect. He is disengaged the rope. We are good to go, sitting straight ahead.
Copy that, Farid Bhai.
Slowly, yeah. That's fine. Don't rush. Slowly, slow down. Yeah. Slow down till it stretches completely. Slow down. Yeah. It's okay. It's stretching. Stop. Okay, one more. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, let's see now what happens. Slowly. No rush. Slowly. Okay, let's go. Slowly. Stop. Okay, a little bit. Stop. Wait, I'm out. Wait. Okay, please disengage the ropes.
So one logical question that most people would have would be that in this scenario, why didn't we pull the Pajero from the rear end? Because if you look at the picture, you will see that logically it seems more appropriate that the angle is such that you should be actually pulling it from the rear. Now there are two issues with that. One is that if I show you the footage from the top of the dune, then you'll see how much the angle was actually tilted. So it wasn't that it was facing downwards, it was actually almost horizontal, so that's one issue. In that scenario, you have to be careful and decide which side you want to use. And the second and more important issue is that when you pull a car from the rear side, you don't have the luxury of moving the wheels or the tires, according to the direction of the car, which means that if you pull it from the rear, if something goes wrong, you don't have many options, to control that situation. The advantage of pulling it from the front is that you will, like you'll see in this situation, that we did it very, very slowly, but as soon as the car was slightly out of the situation it was in, then I gave it a little bit of power, and I could turn the car's direction towards the gravity, and that actually gave me a lot of stability in coming down. So the dune is very high, and if you don't take precaution at that time and just give a hard tug, it can roll over.